What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Verse Crypto channel. We've got another awesome live stream today. As most of you guys know, we have been on roll with Titan X. Titan X is absolutely crushing it. You guys heard the good news today. We got Hydra coming out, and we got protocols that are building. And the one thing I always tell everybody in the space, the value of the Titan X token is going to be based off of the project development on top of Titan X. Titan X is important. The community is important. But the backbone, actually not the backbone, excuse me, the heart and soul of the Titan X ecosystem are the developers. So as you guys know, I bring on developers on. I don't do many project reviews, but I wanted to do one right before this bull market kicks off so we can dive into the protocols, talk about what's going on, get the hidden sauce behind every single one of them. And today, I got a really special live stream. And this is a project that I actually did the first live stream with back when Titan X first launched, and the project's still here today. So I want to welcome to the stage the project developer of Helios and one of my really good friends, the dude. What's up, brother? How we doing today?
What's up? That intro music always, it's getting me pumped, and it falls right in with this bull market that Titan X is hitting. You can't even call it like a crypto bull market. We're so stoked, like, and the whole crypto community is not even there. Like, there's so much going on. So ready for this.
Yeah, man. No, I'm excited, man. You know, the thing about Titan X is I go into the spaces, all smiles, everybody's happy. We put up these live streams, people come on, they ask questions. You know, you got a few bad apples, but not many. But the thing is, I'm seeing so many developers, and I'm curious to get your thoughts on this one tweet. One thing that I tweeted out, actually, and I also said on live stream with Jake, is imagine in 2 years when you have hundreds of projects built on top of Titan X. The dude, what's your reaction to that?
We win. Like, I think that's very possible. And like, we're already showing the power of bonding your liquidity with Titan X. You could just throw a token out there and let Titan X give you the price appreciation with doing nothing. Like, the value that we're bringing is just never been done before. And I think that's absolutely going to continue to attract more and more people. It's just going to keep steamrolling into bigger and bigger plays. And like, we're not even a year in, like another year doubling all the projects. Like, I love it.
Yeah, man. Hey, you and me both, dude. And the thing about this ecosystem that I love the most is the support for builders. I've been in other blockchains. I'm not going to mention any names. If you launch something, you get hated on so bad. And I have seen so many projects that start off with great momentum, and then you get these clowns that come in and destroy them. Now with Titan X, I see encouragement, I see sub communities, I see education. And the reason why I can tell that this is occurring is because when I put out a really, really intellectually smart tweet, even though I'm really dumb, it goes viral. People like what I have to say. People like to see, critical thinking. And I think this is the byproduct of the Titan X community. I think we're moving to the next level. So good stuff. And then one last question I want to ask you about, dude. Titan X, it's a leverage play off of Ethereum. Do you think it's fair to say that Titan X is trying to achieve the same price appreciation of Ethereum when it first launched?
It's absolutely, you're saying, I think it absolutely is going to, do, like we've already seen with like Helios and Dragon X and all the build on Titan X protocols. We've seen when Titan X, price appreciation happens, everybody in the ecosystem feels it. So 100% when ETH starts to make moves, it'll be the same way with Titan X. 100%. Yeah.
Good stuff. Short and sweet. Absolutely love it. And
yeah.
I think my response to that hypothetical scenario is I really do think that Titan X is built to have a similar price appreciation to Ethereum if you were to got into on day one or the ICO, because the value and the inflation decreases over time. and you basically lock in your position going out, because after September 15th, as we get closer to November 1st, when the Helios benevolent staking whale gets all that ETH, and then also the DragonX benevolent staking whale gets all that ETH, we're going to see a lot of this token out in the market, and then we're going to see the true value and the true potential of the ecosystem. So really good stuff, man. Now, we're gonna dive into Helios, and we got to talk about Element 280, because I love this Element 280 thing, man. You got this ETF mindset, and I need to pick your brain on all that good stuff. But I know most of you guys want us to talk, want us to mention Hydra, because they just launched a little white paper. So right now we got 34 people in this live stream, and I'll make you guys a promise: if you share this space out, like it, and repost it on Twitter, and we get right around 150 to 200 people, we'll talk about Hydra, just like that. I'll give you the breakdown. We'll talk about elements being incorporated into an Element 280. But if we don't reach that threshold, we're not going to mention it, and you guys will just have to wait for us to mention Hydra later on in the future. I'll definitely bring it back on. So come on, guys, let's get this space out here, or live stream. So the dude, let's just dive in a little bit in Helios, and then we'll transition to Element 280. So since last we spoke, man, how's everything going?
As planned, 100%. Our Titan treasury has been growing. We've got 814 billion Titan staked, and it's just going to keep going up. Element 280 is going to just shift it into overdrive. Like the vision of Helios has always been diversified treasuries that are all there to buy and burn Helios. Obviously, Titan X was the first one. And then with Element 280, we're about to just explode with, several treasuries all at once. Like I can't wait for it.
I love it, man. I love it. Are you trying to be like the Wall Street of Titan X or something?
Exactly. I mean, how can you lose if you've got a piece of all of it in your treasury? Like, you can't lose.
Yeah, I like this concept, and we'll break down Helios in a second, because we actually got a lot of new people in the ecosystem. So I think it'd be great if you give them a quick breakdown. But before we get to that breakdown, I wanted to ask you about that period of time, the downtime in Titan X. I believe it was like 3 or 4 months. So Titan X comes rolling in, a lot of excitement, a lot of hype. Then we start to see the inflation kick in. Then we start to see the interest die off. Dragon X launched, Baby Dragon X, Helios. What else? Jake X launched, and then apparently there's another protocol called Titan Bitcoin that nobody told me about, which I'm pretty surprised. But the point is, you had this huge down period, and I just want to know, how was that period for you, and how'd you get through it?
It was not the best. It was not the best. It still was fine. I mean, if you're looking at the Helios chart, we were basically falling since launch with, because we're bonded with Titan X. We pretty much had that falling chart following it this whole time. But it's not an issue. Like we've still what I would consider be a very successful launch. And we've rode it all the way to the bottom. We're through that. Obviously it could keep going. Not financial advice, all that shit.
Right.
I feel like we've made it through that. Like we've survived completely, and now we are ready for this explosion that's coming, with especially with the 369 payout coming.
Love it, man. Love it, man. There's something about when you're getting kicked down, or you're in this period of time when you're about to give up, and then all of a sudden you see the light in the tunnel, and things start kicking back up, and you make it through. So I think that's just a testament to you as a developer and the community that's behind you, because that type of situation, most people would have dipped out. I mean, me and my crew, we just went on to the Memecoin run because there's always something to get into. And, at the time, Base blew up, Solana blew up, and, that's just how markets move. But the fact that you stuck through on it, stuck through that period of time, man, I just want to say hats off to you, man.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it's a great time to be building, during that. Like, that's in my opinion, it's the best thing I can do, is just continue to build out the ecosystem and add more and more functionality while the hype's low, like just get heads down building. So
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, man. Well, let's just talk about Helios because we do have a lot of new listeners, and I do have a lot of questions about Helios because everybody loves your little logo. So, can you just give us a brief breakdown of what Helios is and the protocol, just very briefly, and you don't have to go too in detail.
it's a mining protocol with like the same mechanics as Titanx, where it's a fair launch. There was no ICO or anything like that. The only way to mint Helios is by starting a miner with Titanx. And every day that passes, the cost to mine goes up, the amount of Helios that you get in return goes down. And that's what creates this deflationary aspect to it, just very similar to Titanx. What we add to that concept is our treasuries, starting with the Titanx treasury. When you go to mine Helios, a portion of that Titanx goes into our treasury. We max stake it, lock it forever. And now, as Titanx continues to do well, it's earning ETH. And with that ETH, we're using that to buy and burn the Helios token, pay out our stakers, and as well add additional treasuries. Yeah, perfect right there. So as
Yeah,
you can see, like the treasury, that's the focal point. That's the center of what we've got going on. We've got mining and staking like Titanx, but what I like to say as kind of like a tagline is Helios is a zombie protocol. Like everybody could sell out, leave, and just go away, but we're still going to have our treasuries there. Those are always going to be there. It's always going to be buying and burning the tokens. And even if everybody left and dumped the chart, like we would come back and mining ROI would come back positive. People would show back up. So
love it, man. Hey, I love the format because you basically take Titanx, you combine it with this benevolent staking whale, and I believe that that benevolent staking whale is going to ensure, as long as Titanx is still running, the Helix protocol will be running because you always got ammo on the sideline to use. So, and also on top of that, just adding to that benevolent staking whale on top of Titan X. And for those guys who don't know how this works, it's the same thing with Dragon X and also with Helios. You basically take Titan X, you stake it out, and then there's ETH payouts 8, 28, was it
90.
88? Oh, yeah, 90 and 280. And there's a couple of periods. I can't remember, man. But basically what happens is all that ETH is collected and Dragon X gets their portion, Helios gets their portion, and then Helios takes that ETH and puts it into the protocol, burns the token, has a staking payout, and all sorts of utilities. So the main point of what the dude is trying to convey to you guys is because of this benevolent staking wheel, there's always going to be some sort of buy pressure on the token going on to the future if it becomes a zombie protocol, which I don't think it will. I think there's always going to be users, but
Right.
ultimately that's the main breakdown.
Yeah.
So next thing I wanted to ask you about is the buy and burn, because I don't know if you've been keep up with Inferno, but I learned a lot about MEV bosses this week because I thought I knew about them, but then I really dove into them, and I I started getting into like the centralized and the decentralized buy and burn stuff. And from my understanding, your buy and burn is run through the DAO. Could you explain how the buy and burn works and when it gets activated?
Yeah, we've got our DAO, which is a safe wallet, multi-signature, 4 out of 6 keys. So it's what I like about the DAOs is we can adjust options and spend dials and all that without it being centralized to just dude. I can't just myself make all these changes. It's got to be agreed upon by the DAO to sign off on any of this stuff. So that includes the Helios contract, the treasury, the buy and burns. Everything is owned by the DAO safe wallet. And what we can do with our buy and burn is adjust the cap per swap, the interval, like how often you can call the buy and burn, the slippage. It's all pretty much adjustable to how we want, but again, not centralized to just me. It's according to the DAO.
I love it. When When I was looking at the Inferno protocol, and I completely support the Inferno protocol, but after learning about what the MEV bot was doing due to that high the amount of money that the MEV bot was making by just front running the buy and burn,
Yeah.
and seeing how you guys set up the buy and burn through the DAO, I think that was absolutely brilliant. And I think by having users come in and contribute and decide when to buy and burn the token, I think that's going to be extremely powerful, especially when we get towards the end of the market and in the bear market. Because if you think about it, this is like a hypothetical. I'm not saying that you guys are going to save all the funds in the bear market, but you guys could sit here and say like, oh, I'm going to take half of it and then use it to support the price right now, and then we're gonna stock away a little bit in the bear market, and then come back and start burning from the bottom to support it. So I think overall it's brilliant. And is that what you intended when you created this project?
Yeah, absolutely. Is to be able to like flow like water, and like just we can always go to a community vote where if you're an HLX miner, staker, liquid HLX holder, any of that, you get weight in your vote. So we have discussions in our telegrams on what we want to do. And then when we formulate a strategy, we throw it on Snapshot, and then it goes official, and everybody gets a say in the direction of what Helios does. So I love it. I love it.
Yeah, man, awesome utility. And just to be clear, like I said, bullish on Inferno. Just curious of getting into the buy and burn. So just to make that clear. Now, next thing I want to ask you about. Treasury. We got to talk about this treasury because I feel like this is the sticky part of the Helios protocol. You broke it down for us, and I'm really curious. Has the DAO made any significant investments the past couple months?
Absolutely. I'd say in the last month, we've had a decent little run up in mining again. It slowed down for I'd say a month or two during the bear market, the Titan bear market. We kind of felt that as well with mining. And right now, primarily, that's all the Titan-X that's going in there is from miners. So if we're not getting mining, we're not getting additional Titan-X in there. But in the last month, our price has, shown positive ROI. It's mining has got positive ROI right now, 43%. So in the last month, we've definitely made a nice little push, which I'm loving because right before the 369 payout, we're doing some stacking there, and I think Element 280 is really gonna kind of help push us over the edge there as well. One last little push to get as much of that stake share as possible before payout.
Yeah, I love it, man. And we'll talk about Element 2 because I think we really need to go into detail about this because, in my opinion, that's going to be very big, especially for this interconnection between all projects within the Tinex ecosystem. But the one project I need to ask you about is Janus. I know you launched Janus, went over to Pulse Chain. Can you briefly explain this project and the utility and the tokenomics?
Sure. Yeah, it's an arbitrage token on Pulse Chain. And it's designed kind of similar to like PTGC or Tropa, those types of, where it's just a web of liquidity. We've got about 35 LPs or so, and we add some here and there every once in a while. But it's designed to just attract arbitrage, as all these LPs, as all these tokens go up and down in value, it creates arbitrage. Bots will buy and sell Giannis, and when they do that, they pay a tax, and then that tax is going to burning Giannis itself. It's putting Pulse in our treasury, and as if Giannis is trading above price on Helios, then you can actually burn your Helios to mint more Giannis. So it primarily does two things. It's putting Pulse in our treasury and will burn Helios. So
Love it. Love it. Love it. And here's the thing I will say about the power behind what they're creating with Janus, excuse me, and the arbitrage bots and these liquidity webs, because Pulse Chain has a lot of this stuff, especially with Atropa, PTGC, SolidX, and then Axis. And these webs are so big. And right now, it may seem like a nothing burger, but wait until Pulse does anywhere from
Right.
1,000 to 2,000x. You guys are going to get absolutely paid. And I want somebody to clip this because when
Yeah.
you see the volume on that chain wake up and go
Mhm.
full send, everyone's going to be like, holy smokes, how did the Helios treasury get that much money out of the blue? And
Exactly.
yeah, man. And you know, the thing is that we're at the bottom of Pulse right now.
Mhm.
So this would be the time to mint Giannis, or I really need a diamond protocol, but there's too much stuff going on right now. But
I'll say like the best thing. So we've got our LP promo going on where you can bring your favorite token. So if it's Pulse or PulseX, Hex, SolidX, GIF, like there's like 12 plus tokens on the list. You bring that, you deposit it, and we will match it with Giannis and add that to our liquidity, which will bolster like the amount of trading volume we get, which means more burning of Giannis. And I'll say on Pulse Chain, man, the R bots are insanely on point. Like the second an LP is created, they are buying and selling on that LP, equalizing the price across everything. Like within less than 60 seconds, they're making trades on it. It's so amazing. But yeah,
yeah,
and then your point on like the bottom, I wasn't around when Pulse Chain launched. I didn't do the SAC. I didn't do any of that stuff. I found it at the bottom, and I think that's just a huge blessing. Like, I like the risk factor is to me very low because like you said, I think we're buying the bottom here, so the upside potential is huge.
well, did you, just out of curiosity, you probably made a bunch of LPs. What projects do you remember what projects you LP with? Did you do like PDI or Atropa or anything?
I don't have a Tropa. I definitely did PDI.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I can go through the list real quick.
Yeah. We got a lot
So
of Pulse chain guys, so that I'm really curious to see which products you guys LP'd with.
GIF that's they're doing the Pulsar launch, which is I'm bullish on that. So there's GIF, PGIF, obviously Pulse, DAI, Hex, ETH, Bitcoin, SolidX, 9-inch, PulseX, the incentive token, DAI, 9 millimeter, PZen, all the Wonderland tokens, Titan X, Dragon X, HLX.
Holy
Hey,
cow. You
yeah,
got, man, you went crazy, dude. You went on a lot. I love it, dude.
yeah. I mean,
Wow.
the more the merrier. That's what the web. The bigger your web, the better it's going to perform. And like, I'm super happy with the way it's running. Like you said, it doesn't seem like much because the whole pulse chain system is just falling. So what's really keeping Giannis afloat is funny is all the Titan X tokens that we've bridged over. Um, but
Yeah.
soon enough, the whole ecosystem will fly, like you said, and then this will explode. And then like
Yeah.
I just want to point out with our LP promo, we've got over $400,000 in rewards that people can earn by participating in the LP promo. So I
Yeah.
think that's something that's kind of been missed with most people, and I know with LP providing that scares a lot of people. It's an advanced move for a lot of people in crypto, and so I understand the being nervous about it, but I think with the way we've got it designed, it really makes it a lower risk play, in my opinion.
No, I love this. And a lot of Pulse chain developers are gonna be looking at this, and a lot of those protocols you LP'd with, I'm really good friends with the people who created them. And based off of what we're seeing with Giannis, it definitely did bottom out right here.
Hmm.
And I can already see there's a head and shoulders. So bombed out, and this thing looks ready to start its next leg up. So man, dude, I go
There's
ahead.
no whales either. Like if you look at the holder list, it's out of the top 50, I'd say 40 of the top 50 are all LPs smart contracts. Like there's very low risk of anybody coming in and dumping on you. Like it's all bot. All the trading volume is all bots. So
Wow. Yeah, so if you are a Pulse chain developer, I would set up an LP with was it Giannis or
yeah.
Giannis?
Either
Giannis.
way, yeah, either way. I've been calling it Giannis because I think that's like the old school, like, Greek way of doing it, or not Greek, but what's the word? Uh, I can't think of it. Anyways,
Yeah, I got you. I got you, man. No,
it kind of goes with the theme that we have with Helios. These are titans. These are gods in the Greek mythology. So.
yeah. No. I like this because when this web expands out, this protocol is going to make bank on the back end. And I'm excited for the day when it pops up out of the blue and like Pulse sending is doing its thing. So, hey,
Mm-hmm.
man, kudos to you because that's really big. And I don't think, like, I can't stress this enough because what the dude created, I'm going to break this down very simply. What the dude created is an extension of what the Atropa ecosystem is. He has it paired up with Dai. Dai has to hit, I think, like a 600x. So your LP pool, let me look at that real quick. So if you just think about this, and this is just me doing like napkin math or whatever you want to call it. So you got Dai, you got about $400. So what's 400 times 400? 400x.
A shitload, I believe.
Yeah. I'm gonna be exact. We'll be exact. So that is going to be about 160K just from that one pool if PDI were to hit parity. And then you also got the P wrap BTC. So overall, and the best part about it is when you have transactions, the fees build that LP. So it creates an ever expanding price floor. So yeah, man, I love that. So I don't want to go too much into it because then we're going to go back into the PDI stuff. We need to talk about Element 280, man. So I
Yeah.
just, hey, man, you sparked my creativity, my man. So it's good stuff. Now, before we talk about Element 280, I just want to go through some questions because I always keep forgetting. What's up, Rich? Good to see you. Adamos, hello, fam. Good to see you, my man. Migs, let's go. Damien, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Man, dude, this guy's been watching my live stream since I first started, dude. I love this man. He's a super fan. Shout out to you, Damien. It's good to see you, my man. No Spoon, good to see you. Goo God, the legendary Goo God, my Memecoin DJ brethren. It's good to see you, dude. Utah Crypto, shout out to the Blaze team. Shout out to Inferno. You guys are crushing it. I'm bullish on Inferno. Screw the fudders. I always got Inferno's back. Just like that.
E280's got Inferno's back as well.
I love it. Yeah, and E280. Bad Sports, too many. Oh, yeah. Also, smash the like button. Thank you, Goo God. Bad Sports. To me, Titan X ecosystem streams going on. Can't keep up. Awesome. Was that a Bruce Lee reference? Oh,
It
man.
was.
Oh, man. I missed it. Oh, man. Okay. Hey, shout out to you, Michael. You caught it. The Mo. It's good to see you, brother. Always good to have the Mo in the live stream. That's when you know what's up. Will Helios be available to mine on Pulsion in the future? I'll leave that one to you.
No, it's gonna stay on Helios. It's the same thing with like X28 and what Jake's building. X28 is gonna effectively make Titan X multi-chain, but mining and staking is always gonna be on the ETH chain. Same with Helios.
Good stuff. And then shout out to Smooth and Crypto. Good to see you. Element 280 is going to be insane. And yeah, man. All right. So I think we got all the good conversations and all the chads saying what they got to do. All right. Now we got to talk about Element 280. This one struck my mind because if I recall, you weren't really into numerology, and then you launched Element 280. So it sounds like you've been converted. So,
It just seemed right, like, because we're taking all of the protocols built on it, and forming this ultimate token, in my opinion. Like, so I feel like it is, we're creating this new element, and then what do you call the element? Like the 280. It just made absolute sense.
do you think Element 280 exists in real life?
No, I don't
I'm
believe
joking.
it
I'm
does.
joking. I'm joking, man. I'm just messing with
Okay.
you. I'm just joking, But yeah, man. So give us a quick breakdown. I got the white paper up here, but just briefly for anyone who's never heard about this protocol, what is Element 280 and what's the mission it's trying to achieve?
It's aiming to be that one-stop shop for Titan X users, or anybody that's not even in Titan X, because you can bring ETH to the table. You don't even need Titan X. but it's really there to like, if you're a new user and you're hearing about Titanx, you're seeing all the green candles, you want to go jump into it, you go to Titanx Hub, and then you see 20 projects, and you're like immediately like, oh, overwhelmed. Like, what is all this? This is like your entry point. You know, you jump in on this, and it's like holding a piece of every project in the ecosystem. So like you can just, you know, hold this and earn passive rewards while you can then start doing all your research and then maybe going in deeper on a few protocols that you like specifically. But
Love
it's the
it.
easy button. Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. Yeah. So basically, all one protocol. So let's just walk this through and go step by step. Since you guys got launch, I want everybody on this video to understand how this works so that you can prepare for this upcoming launch. So starting off, we got minting, 28 days, and then one time X equals 1 280. So for this mint phase, do we have does every day does the amount of 280 that can be minted go down, or does it stay constant for 28 days?
Just a flat 1-to-1, whether you're on day 1 or day 28.
Okay, cool. And within this minty phase, is there going to be any burning or any or whatnot, or is it just going to be straight 1 to 1?
Uh, no, like the LPs will be live, the buy and burn will be live. So you'll be able to buy and sell this on the market during the mint phase. But minting, you know, no matter what the price is, the mint's always going to be 1-to-1 tied next to E280.
Okay, cool. So at the end of the minting phase, you're gonna have a cap supply and then deflationary supply from tokens burned forever. Now let's get into this buy and sell tax. So
Mhm.
for Element 280, you have a 16% buy, sell, and transfer tax during the mint phase, and then you have a 4% forever after the mint phase. So that means that if you hold this token and you buy or sell, you're going to have to pay some sort of tax, right? Is that that's the theory? Okay. And
Yes.
so we're gonna have LPs between every single token, and you're going to have these buys and sells. So the theory is you're going to tax the arbitrage bots so that it fuels the protocol. Is that correct?
100%. Yeah. And then the increased mint, the increased buy sell tax during the mint phase is because we've seen with all the other protocols, like Hyper is a perfect example of people were mining Hyper, and then the ROI was so high that they were willing to pay a fee to kill their miner early to get their tokens so that they could sell on the market and then compound their position and start more miners. So I think this is going to be no different. Like we've seen it with Inferno as well. They're minting Inferno and then they're selling into the buy and burn. With this, we're still going to allow that. There's still going to be people doing those short-term trades. You know, if you show somebody 5% ROI, somebody's going to take it, you know. But when they do that, like they are going to be paying this tax, and it's an inflated tax that primarily goes to the NFT holders. So if you're in this, you know, for the long run, you know, type of position, you're holding this NFT, the majority of that tax is going to you as the user.
Okay. Gotcha. Um, let's go ahead and talk about the NFT, and then I'm going to draw a diagram for everybody just so they can understand this guy, because I find that when I draw stuff out, people
Yeah.
it clicks really really hard with them. So cool. So we got the buy and sell tax. The theory is go for the arbitrage bots, and then using the fees, it's going to add value to the protocol. It's going to make E280 deflationary, and then it's going to create this all-in-one token ETF. Love it.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's just talk about the NFTs. So this is the interesting part about this protocol is you got a NFT convertible NFT. So basically you can take these tokens and mint NFT. So is this an ERC 404 protocol?
It is not. It is a 721A NFT.
Okay.
And so the main difference is with 404, you break it down and you can, I believe you can remake NFTs. This is a deflationary NFT. Once the mint phase is over, no more NFTs can be created. And if you burn your NFT to collect those underlying tokens, it's a one-way street. That NFT is burned forever, and you got your tokens, and now the supply of the NFTs is going down, which means a greater share for everybody else with the rewards moving forward.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. So you can convert back and forth. And the idea is you have two markets where you can buy and sell the token and the NFT. You can go through just the regular Uniswap pool to buy and sell that token, or you can convert into one of these NFTs, which we'll explain the tiers in a second, and you can sell it on a secondary NFT market. Is that correct?
But like I said, the only time you can make an NFT is during the mint phase. After
Oh,
that,
okay.
it's capped.
I see.
And so there's going to be the deflationary aspect of the NFT, because as the E280 token, goes up in value, you're going to have people that are going to want to claim on that. And then when they claim that, they're burning that NFT forever. And now there's fewer in circulation. And
Go ahead. Sorry.
so yeah, and so the rewards pool, that's getting distributed to all the NFT holders. And so every time someone burns an NFT, everybody else that's still holding, they're getting a bigger share of that pool.
So when you burn that NFT, do you get E280 tokens or do you get all
Yeah.
right, so the E280 tokens come out of the rewards pool, right? Is that what you're saying? Or
No, they're like set aside, basically. Like when you mint the NFT, it will have those tokens automatically set aside for that NFT only. And the only way they would ever come into circulation is by burning that NFT.
okay, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, it's taking me a minute to understand this.
Yeah.
So, all right, so okay, so you can't make so after the mint phase, you can't take the tokens to create an NFT. You can only burn your NFT for the tokens. And
Mhm.
then as for the NFTs, can you sell them on a secondary NFT market or is that a no go?
You can, yeah.
Okay.
Like if you're not burning it, yeah, you can sell it. And that the cool thing there too is you list your NFT on the market for sale, it's still earning rewards. And say it sits there for a month and then somebody buys it. Well, they can buy that and then immediately go and claim that month-long amount of rewards that it accumulated.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. Pretty simple. So I like this approach because you got this game theory. Well, we'll go through the tiers real quick, but you have this game theory where it's either you just hold the token or you hold the NFT and you receive some rewards, and it creates this interesting tokenomics aspect where do you choose to stick with the NFT or do you choose to stick with the token? It seems like the goal is to push people a little bit closer to the NFT because it keeps the token supply lower. Would you say that's a fair assessment or
Well, the cost to mint an NFT, it's if you look at it, it's basically one for one. So like a legendary is 10 billion Titan X. It's going to be backed by 10 billion E280. So you're putting the same amount of value in whether you're minting the token or the NFT. I'd say the big difference is like for one, we wanted this to be available for everybody. And I know there's lots of people out there that hear the words NFT and they're like, no thanks, I don't want any part of that. It's JPEGs on blockchain. No, I don't care, it's got utility, whatever. So those types of people, they still have the option to participate by just minting tokens.
okay?
But it's just a simple, you're just minting the token and you're hoping for price appreciation on that token before you sell it. Whereas the NFT, that's going to attract those people that are looking for passive income. There's no staking, there's no lockup on these NFTs. So I'd say it's still extremely liquid. The only other difference is there's a 3% burn tax. So if you burn your NFT to get your tokens, you're paying a 3% tax that's also going to the other NFT holders that haven't burned theirs. So it's kind of like a last man standing type of situation. Like the longer you hold, the more other people burn, your share of the reward pool goes up. You're getting a piece of everybody else's burn. So it could get very interesting.
Okay. Gotcha. Very interesting. Okay. So let's just go through these NFTs real quick. So you got legendary, amped, legendary, rare, amped, rare, common, and then common. And so it starts off with 10 billion Titan X. And then if you get the amped, you have to do a 1 billion Titan X burn. Move down to, and then you got legendary, which is straight 10 billion. And then same case with rare, and same case with common. Now, can you just briefly go through this reward multiplier and how that applies to holding the NFT?
Yeah. So first, I want to point out that no matter what tier you mint with, you're getting the same value again, 1-for-1. So, like if you mint one legendary that's worth 100x multiplier, that's the exact same as having 100 commons. It's going to cost you the same. You're going to have the same E280 backing and the same reward multiplier. So, like the different tiers are really just to make it easier for people to get in. Because if you've got 100 billion Titan X you want to come in with, you don't want to have to mint a thousand NFTs. But we don't want to price out somebody that's only got 200 million. Well, they can just come in and mint 2 commons, where somebody else can mint 2 legendaries. But there's no whale bonus. You know what I mean? Like it's just for ease of use for people to get in on it. And then the amped option, you're burning 10% additional cost. So with the legendary, it's 10 billion. You're burning an extra 10%, 1 billion. What you get with that 10% extra burn cost is an additional 20% in rewards. So instead of 1x, you're getting 1.2x, or 10 into 12.
If I recall, if you burn Tinex, you don't you also get a Tinex burn payout from the burn pool?
Yeah, well, there's two things. There's like the ETH burn pool, which has not been turned on, so it's not active. There's no reward on that side of things, but there's also a 8% builder reward for like incentivizing builders to get people to burn Titan X. So when you burn this Titan X, there is an 8% cashback that goes back to the builder on that.
Okay, gotcha. Cool, love it. Good stuff. Awesome. So got the rear pools, went through the NFT back game, bird to claim. Yeah, so I think we got a great breakdown. Oh yeah, so reward pool, 4%. Yeah, that's after the mint phase. So 4% buy, sell, transfer in E280, and then a 3% tax burning NFT to claim E28 backing tokens. And then Tinex distribution. Cool. All right. Now let's just draw this out so that more people can get a good basis of what this project protocol is. And once I draw this diagram, I think all you guys understand what's going. But we also have 129 people in this live stream. So if you guys want us to talk about Hydra, I need at least 150. So share this out. I'll talk about Hydra because I know all you guys want me to talk about it, and I will, but you gotta make it worth it. We got the dude on. I want this live stream to be awesome. I want to make sure E280 gets out to everybody, and then I'll reward you guys. We'll talk about Hydra. Or I just won't talk about it at all. I'm just kidding. So jokes. All right. Now, wrong one. Let's do this. So here's a breakdown of what the dude is trying to create and the Helios protocol is building. So Titan X, we got a bunch of projects built within the ecosystem, and I'm just gonna put a couple out here. So we've got Inferno, we got DBX, we got Titan X, and I'm just gonna do TX because I'm not gonna write that all out. I'm too lazy.
That's actually BDX, but yeah.
Oh, right. I don't even know what I wrote. Funny. All right, B. All right, we'll say Baby Dragon X,
Yeah.
and then we'll do DX Dragon X. Boom,
And
then
Helios in there.
we'll put Helios in here. All right. So I'm sorry if I forgot your protocol. I don't have enough space to do it.
There's too many. Yeah,
There's too many. So E280, what E280 is doing is you got this one token to rule it all, kind of like the Ring of Mordor in Lord of the Rings right here, E280. And so what we're doing is you see these little lines right here. These right here, we're going to call these LPs. So it's connecting to every single protocol, right?
I think we got about 15 protocols that we're looking at approximately that we'll be launching on.
15. So we'll say about 15. Just put that there. Now, between each of these protocols, E280 is going to have a different price. So, for example, the price between E280 and INF, we'll just say it's $1. It's probably going to be a little bit less because of the amount of tokens that are going to be minted. But for this diagram, I just make it simple. And then let's say Baby Dragon X, it's $2. And then this one is $1. And this one is $1. And then we'll say Helios, it's $3 right here, right? So you have the price of E280 in each of these LPs. Now, if you're an arbitrage bot, what you're looking for are trades between these pools. So basically, all these LPs are just like marked lemonade stands on the corner of the street. You got one lemonade stand that sells lemonade for $10, and you got another lemonade stand that sells it for $5. So you got competition. So the theory behind this is if an arbitrage bot comes in and says, wow, this Helios pool has E280 at $3 and the Dragon X pool has E280 at $1. We are going to take E280 from the Helios pool, sell it into the Dragon X pool, and get a 200% ROI or a 2x. So you take in $100, sell it into the Dragon X pool, you make $200. And this is called
You got it backwards, but yeah, same. You would be buying it off the Dragon X pool and selling it on the HLX pool for.
I'm so sorry.
The
Yeah,
profit,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right. I'm sorry. So you would buy it off the Dragon X pool for $1, and then you would sell it into the Helios pool, and you would make $200 or 200% ROI. My bad. I completely messed it up. So
no, that's cool. And then in the process, you're raising the price of E280 on the Dragon X pool and lowering the price on the Helios pool, equalizing it.
Right. So you're basically, what you're doing is you're creating this price floor between E280 and all these tokens. And as the value of E280 goes up in price, so will the rest of the tokens. So basically, the theory that the dude is creating with E280 and the Helios protocol is Hart's law within the Tinex ecosystem by using one token to connect all. And that's why I think this is extremely important. Now, when the dude talks about how this is going to be an ETF, basically an ETF, I'll put this in
I'm
green.
not saying that, by the way.
All right. I'm saying it. We'll say it. I'm calling it the Tinex ETF. That's what I'm saying. So when Chris says it's a Tinex ETF, the theory is if Baby Dragon X does really well, the arbitrage bots is going to use the E280 token, and it's going to spread the economic energy through the E280 token, and it's going to balance out every single one of these pools. So E280 is capturing some of that value appreciation behind each and every single token, and that's the theory. So I think overall, it's a great product. I also do believe that this could be potentially one of those products that you recommend to people and say, hey, if you want a little piece of everything, this will be what we're looking for. The dude, do you think that's a fair assessment?
Absolutely. And I what I've seen with bonded liquidity, like with Atropa, it's paired against a bunch of, we'll just call it random tokens that aren't really related. Whereas the difference here is all of these are Titan X tokens. So like we've seen it perfectly with Baby Dragon X, where Titan X pumps, Dragon X pumps, Baby Dragon X just like super pumped because it's like this leverage on leverage play. So in this ecosystem, we're gonna see way more ups and downs and like the whole ecosystem going up and down. I'd say way more than what you would see in a regular web of LPs, because you got to think about like E280 is going to be on Baby Dragon X. That's, you got Titan X layer 1, Dragon X layer 2, Baby Dragon X layer 3. E280 is going to be a layer 4 on that. So you've got a 4x leverage play on that. And then you've got like Inferno, and then you've got Flux. and then E280 is going to be built on both of those. So the bonded liquidity, I think, is really going to throw this thing all over the place, which is going to create even better arbitrage opportunities, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I love this approach. Now, the other thing I want to ask you about, I've studied Atropa for a couple months and I almost went crazy. I'm just kidding. But main point I'm trying to say is one thing that Atropa and what a lot of the LPs on Pulsion like to do is they like to have one token to connect them all. And then they also like to put one token on the back end to create kind of like a bondage between it. Have you considered doing something similar with E280?
I've got some really good ideas that I think's gonna just knock it out of the park, but we got to get through the launch first before we talk about all that.
Okay.
We'll call that a phase 2 situation.
Okay. So phase 2, and the dude's holding out on us in this live stream. So when you got after this live stream, I want you to go in every single post and say when phase 2, and then I also want the Mo to say he's going to go on a hunger strike. So I'm just kidding. Shout out to Mo, but the point is the reason why this bondage is important, and I know most of you guys are probably like, "What are you guys talking about?" So when you have all these arbitrage bots running money through the E280 token, and then you have one token where you have one specific route between the E280 token and whatever name this is going to be. What this does is it traps a lot of monetary value behind it, and it actually increases that price floor going on to the future. And that's what Atropa did really well at the bottom when Pulsion hits bottom, and basically Maria came in and bought up, I think, 50% of the PDI supply and bonded it with Atropa. And then he built out the Atropa web under that. So it's like Atropa is like the gateway. And hopefully in phase 2, I don't want to speculate too much, but we could potentially see some similarities, but I think there's going to be a special twist. Do you think that's a fair assessment?
I think this twist is super awesome. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. I love the game theory. Now, we got to talk about one downside of this protocol, because there's always going to be a downside. So buy and sell tax tokens typically have issues with volume and they're not attracted to investors. What would you say to those investors that don't like buy and sell tax tokens for this protocol?
Like, as a user, like as an NFT holder, majority of those taxes are going back to you, not necessarily like the protocol itself. So I think if you're looking to be an NFT holder, I think it's a positive, especially if you're a diamond holder and you want to hold this for several years. Like, I think the passive income from that tax is going to outweigh that tax that you're going to actually have to pay when you want to cash out on it. And I think it just adds to the game theory of it, really.
Yeah,
And I've seen, Giannis has taxes and arbitrage happens all day long. If an arb bot can make a couple of pennies, it's going to make that play.
absolutely. And I think Pulsion did a really great job, especially when it came to tax tokens. Because when you think of tax tokens, the first thing that comes through your brain is SafeMoon, and SafeMoon was a complete. I'm sorry, I hate laughing at this, but SafeMoon was a complete glitch in the matrix. Like the thing went absolutely crazy, and then just crashed and burned. And then we had projects like Alien and PTGC that came across, and they really proved themselves, and they really set a new standard when it came to these buy and sell tax tokens. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out on the Ethereum blockchain. And you have the potential to make some sort of revolutionary piece of technology built on top of TinyX. And I'm excited to see it, man. And if you guys are wondering, I will 100% be in this protocol. I participate in every single protocol, just so you guys don't say I'm biased, because I know one of you guys are going to try to play that card on me. I'm in every single project, so you can't say I'm biased. But ultimately, I think, in my opinion, just based off of what we spoke about in the game theory that you're trying to do, I think the NFT is going to be the special component of this protocol. And I really do believe that if Tinex were to blow up, one, the legendary or even the rares, or maybe even the commons, that could be an extremely value NFT. Because how I see it is, Tinex goes viral, E280 goes off, and people are just like, you know what, screw this, I'm burning my NFT. And then the scarcity of these NFTs go really, like, it becomes very scarce, and the people left over with them, that's going to be like Tynex legacy.
Mhm.
So how I see it is, you know, like, kind of like the Mona Lisa, like on your phone, you take a photo, it's a beautiful photo, but the Mona Lisa that was painted by Da Vinci is still worth $1 million, and it's not digital, right? So, was the Mona Lisa painted by Da Vinci? Did I do that right?
Yeah, that sounds right. We'll go with it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Hopefully, all right. Somebody should probably fact check me on that. I don't want to
I'm a
look like an
math
idiot.
guy, not an art
You are?
guy. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the sublimation of 3?
Oh shit. No, no, no. I don't do math on stream. There we go.
I'm just messing, man. I'm just.
But yeah,
I
I
had to
just
mess
want to
with you.
say like the secret sauce with E280 with like I think that's what's really going to set this off is this is on the Titanx ecosystem. This is bonded with the Titanx tokens. It's going to capture every bit of the blast off from every one of these projects. And we haven't even talked about the buy and burn, how this project's going to burn every ecosystem token itself. It's going to be burning Blaze and Inferno and Helios, Dragon X, all of these. And it's going to like support all of these flywheels that these other projects have and keep supporting them to keep doing what they're doing and supporting the project as a whole.
Awesome. Yeah, that's, hey man, great breakdown. And I think ultimately, all jokes aside, I know I messed with you a little bit, but I think what you're creating is a much needed utility bill on Titan X. And when we talked about Giannis in the beginning, that's what opened up my eyes to what you were creating, because you created a cross chain LP that not many people spoke about. And then you're taking that game theory, adding it on Titan X, adding a twist to that, plugging it
Mhm.
all into the Helios treasury as the center point, and all you're doing is just building up funds and using this to support the Helios token. So, in my opinion, once you have Element 280 out there, rocking and rolling, not only are you going to position Helios to be that, in my opinion, the ETF, whatever you guys want to call it, like the Titan X fund, whatever creative name, you're also positioning it to be an awesome protocol going into the future. So, I think some critical catalysts that every single one of you guys should be paying attention to with Helios is, number one, the launch of 280. Number two, the projects that launch there on after that. A lot of these new projects, they're going to plug into the 280 token, and it's going to assist those projects going into the future. And then number three, the dark horse of the Tinex ecosystem, I'm calling it right now. When Pulse Chain goes viral, Giannis is going to get a lot of funds from those arbitrage bots. And when I say a lot, a lot. And I guarantee you, you're going to see some awesome stuff created or some stuff pumped through the treasury through the Helios token, and it's going to catch all you guys by surprise. So you heard it here first on the Verse live stream. I'm sure I broke that down and no one else figured that out. I'm just kidding. But ultimately, that's the main thing I want to get across here is you got one awesome LP connecting onto the Pulse Chain side LP. And my next question, dude, is are you planning on doing any more LPs on any other blockchains? Are you mainly focusing on Ethereum and Pulse Chain?
No, like the reason I started on Pulse Chain was, well, one, there's other builders in the Titanx ecosystem over there, so I kind of wanted to join in with those people. But absolutely, Helios is going to be multi-chain, just the same as X28. We'll definitely follow that path, and I think there's a big possibility that we could expand Giannis that concept across all of the chains. I think that would be super awesome.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, hey man, hey, it's looking pretty good. And yeah, man, I'm excited for you, dude. And the last thing I just want to say is, hats off to you for, sticking around during tough times. And if that doesn't tell you what you need to know about the dude, then I don't know what will, because he stuck around through the lows. And if there's one person that deserves to be rewarded during the highs, it's the dude, Plan A, Mike Dean, the Mo, and a lot of these other guys. So, man, like I said, dude, hats off to you. Now,
Thank you.
next thing, we got 144 viewers right now, and we got Hydra. So the dude, what do you think about the Hydra? Do you think we should go through it, or should we dip out because they didn't hit the threshold? What are you thinking, man?
I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence on this one.
On the fence, on the fence.
Uh,
All right. How about this? How about this? I'll briefly cover it because hey, Element 280 is plugging into Hydra, so we might as well just do a little quick breakdown. It doesn't hurt.
yeah,
Doesn't hurt. Won't
let's
go
do it.
won't go too crazy. But hey, if all of a sudden we get above 150 viewers on this live stream, then I'll be super duper excited to talk more about it. So I'll just leave it at that. So what is Hydra? So this is an interesting project protocol. I'm just curious, the dude. Have you looked into this at all, or is this the first time you saw it today?
I just kind of briefly scanned it. I kind of took most of my knowledge from the streams with Jake. I feel like they pretty much explained most of it before the white paper release, but yeah, it's very similar to Hyper, and I feel like a lot of people were like, "What the hell, Hyper? This is a failed project." There was a lot of FUD going on. I feel like at one point until the Vortex started showing people the way. So I think now that people understand what Hyper does and how it helps the ecosystem, I think they'll be able to wrap their heads around Hydra a little bit easier.
Yeah, and the funny part about it was when I was looking at the numbers and I was looking at what Hyper bottoming out, I actually DM'd Jake and I said, "Hey man, nice chess move. I saw what you did." And I put out a tweet when the Hyper miners were 2% profitability, it only got 4 likes. And then next thing you know, there was it like 300% profitability. So honestly, dude, Hyper, one of my favorite projects. I like Hyper, I like Helios, I like Inferno, but man, dude, that was awesome to see that come to fruition. And it seems like now it's starting to really bring the ecosystem together. It's bring up the price floor, and I'm excited to see what you do to capitalize on it because I know you got some really great game theory planned. So
Yeah, I mean, well, we're starting with accumulating Hydra ourselves. Like all of these tokens, the Helios DAO is going to be accumulating them. So it's I think again, how do you lose in that scenario?
yeah,
I don't know.
actually, that's a great point because I think what you guys really did create was like a DAO that's really active. Would you say you have a lot of active community members in the DAO?
It's pretty good. We're actually looking to expand it. We're about to we're doing nominations right now to add another person to the DAO committee. So we're continuing to make it more and more decentralized. But yeah, especially with E280 coming out, we're seeing a lot more chatter and a lot more participation in the entire Helios ecosystem.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Well, for anyone on this live stream, if you want to be a part of a project, this might be your opportunity to join a DAO. And when it comes to stuff like DAO, you do have a say in the future developments of the Helios project. And it could also be a great way to dip your toes into crypto. Because I was on a Spaces call, the build on. Oh no, you were there. I'm sorry. You're on Bill and Tynex earlier. My bad. So we were on Build on Dynex Spaces call, and there's a kid there who came up and he said, "Hey man, from the Philippines, thank you guys so much. Just got into Dynex, and I want to get more involved in the community." And I feel like there's a lot of people like that. So, in my opinion, the best way to get involved is through either a DAO, live streaming, or just interacting with some of these protocols. And honestly, man, there's a lot of nice people in crypto. A lot of really mean ones, but I think there's more. The majority of people in crypto are extremely nice. Anything you got to say on that?
Yeah, the accessibility in crypto is amazing. Like to be able to like just go into Telegram and join a chat and then message with me directly. Like you're not going to see that with anything in traditional finance. You're not going to just have an open line of communication to some CEO of a company or a bank or whatever. Like this is just, it turns the whole finance sector on its head, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And hey, man, I'm telling you, when Helios gets that 60 million, $500 million valuation, you're gonna be a very sought after dude. So this is the time to get friends with the dude. You know what I'm saying? so so good stuff. All right. Well, I'm gonna run through this Tinex distribution and then I'm gonna draw a quick chart and then we'll wrap it up. But ultimately, how does Hydra work? You got the best way to really think about this is it's just hyper for Dragon X. If you keep it really simple, then it'll probably set in. So step one, distribution. You go in, you start a Tinex, you start a hyper miner with Tinex, and 20% of it gets sent directly to the Dragon X vault. 80% of the Tinex buys Dragon X via the Tinex Dragon X pair. Step two, 20% of the Dragon X bot gets burned forever. So that's from this 80%. And the remaining 8% Dragon X bot gets used to buy and burn Hydra via the Dragon X Hydra LP Uniswap version 3. And then 100% of the Hydra bought with Dragon X is burnt. And so the theory is that it's going to create this deflation, and Hydra is now officially a leverage play on top of Dragon X. Daily update, it talks about the miners that you create. So there is no H rank bonus or whatever. So if you go on day one, you start a miner, there's no order. As long as you do it on day one, you're going to get the same miner payout. And then the vortex, where'd you hear that from before? I'm just kidding. But so they're gonna have this vortex where a portion of the Titan X and the Dragon X that's bought and burn off the market is going to go into a vortex. And from my understanding, from someone was telling me, these percentages are going to be a little bit higher, but basically it's going to be you mint your Hydra out, you have a vortex, and then the vortex releases either the Titan X first and starts burning. Actually, no, it'll probably be Dragon X first, and then start burning the hyper off the market. And then the next period will be Titan X, and then there on after that, I think it's like every 98 days it'll get triggered. That's the theory, and it's similar to hyper. So, and then there's a proof of burn. So if you guys ever want to come on and burn on top of the project, you can earn rewards. There's an early claim miner. So if you want to end or early claim your miner, you have the choice to do that. There's no staking in this protocol. Actually, wait, is there staking or is there none?
No, it says right there, no staking. Yeah.
Okay. Because when I watched the live stream, there's a lot of things that they were saying that was different from the white paper. So I wasn't sure. So I just want to double check. So let's just do a quick diagram. Do you want to say something?
Not just E280 will be burning Hydra as well.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Wait, explain how E280 is gonna be burning Hydra, since we're talking about Hydra, real quick.
So with our buy and burn, it's a 90% buy and burn. So 90% of all the Titan X that goes in is going towards the buying and burning of all of the ecosystem tokens. So it'll buy, like in this case, it'll buy Hydra. Every time you click the burn button, it'll buy Hydra. But to do that, it's got to buy Dragon X, and then it's got to buy Hydra. So you're getting that double pump play from just the buys there. And then 10% of what it acquires, it will burn. So if it gets 100 Hydra, it's just going to burn 10 right off the top there. And then 80% of that's going to go on to buying and burning E280. So like every time you click that burn button, it's going to be a 2 or 3 chain event of buy, burn, buy, and then ultimately you're burning E280.
Okay, so you're saying because you have the burning of Hydra, it creates this little wave in the LPs, and then it resulting in 280 being burnt from arbitrage bots. Is that what you're saying?
No. It's gonna burn Hydra and then also go on to buy and burn E280.
Okay.
Just like with Helios, when we get ETH, it's got to buy Titan X first before it buys HLX and burns the HLX. So E280 is going to be the same thing. You gotta buy up the chain. So it's got to take that Titan X, buy Dragon X, and then with the Dragon X, buy Hydra, and then we burn some Hydra, and then we go on to buy and burn E280. So
okay. I think I glossed over this, man. All right.
It's pretty big deal, I would say. And
Yeah.
this is how the Helios Treasury is going to be acquiring all of these tokens as well, because it's got a 4% allocation to where it's sending that to our treasury as well.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. I want to go if it's cool with you, can I go over that because that's actually huge because that's my fault. I completely glossed over this. So, all right.
So
So,
like you can go to the Titanx distribution real quick, just
okay.
to showcase like yeah, so the first 200 billion we're going to create all these LPs, but and then you scroll down, these are all the ecosystem tokens that we're going to support, and this list won't be final until closer to launch because we're waiting on some of these projects to launch themselves like Hydra. But once we get close to launch, we're going to allocate a percentage to each ecosystem. So say Hydra gets 10%, 10% all the Titan X is going to get pulled in will go towards the Hydra pool. And then every time you click the buy and burn button, it's taking Titan X, making all those buys to get to that token, burning 10% of that, and then continuing on to buy E280. That's
Holy.
why I think this is going to be massive because, like I said, with Hydra, that's a layer 3 protocol. E280 is going to be a layer 4 on top of Hydra. So
Wow.
it's going to be buy, burn, buy, and more burning.
Wow. All right. That was the light bulb moment for me, man. so, so long story short, what the dude is saying is Element 280 is going to add a deflationary component to every single build on Tinex protocol. Is that correct?
100% true. We're not
Wow.
a bot protocol. We're a boat. So it's a build on all Titan X protocol.
Wow. Wow. That's the selling point. You know what? We just gotta clip that part of this video and then just post it everywhere. I'm telling you, once everybody just understands that, that's when it's gonna really click for people. So it's one click, buy and burn all these products. Just one buy and burn. You click a button, it does it for every single one.
No, we're gonna have a separate button for each ecosystem.
Gotcha.
So we're gonna have like 15 buy and burn buttons. You're gonna go to the page and it's just gonna be like a list of them, and they're all gonna have different caps per swap. We want to adjust every one of them to work with those LPs because obviously, like the Titan X LP is a lot thicker than the Jake X LP or whatever. So
Right.
we'll have it adjusted for each one, and I think it's going to be fun. I think the community is going to be all over that, just clicking the burn buttons all over the place.
Oh man, okay, I'm definitely meant for
Yes.
this protocol now. So okay,
Yes.
so my next question is with new projects launching within the Tinex ecosystem, are you just going to continue to build and add an LP and and add like a buy and burn function?
We're looking into that. I think the current solution is just like Titan X has a V1 and a V2 buy and burn. We can kind of go that same route to where, maybe in 3 months there's a bunch of new projects. We can just launch a V2 buy and burn that includes all the additional projects, and then as it'll just kind of sort itself out from there. It's the way we're looking at it.
Gotcha.
But the LPs will all be community led because there's no way to mint E280 after the mint phase. So it's going to have to just come out of the community's pockets if they want to create these LPs.
Okay, that makes sense. Gotcha. So a lot of it, some of it has to be community driven on the backside. Okay, I like that. What's interesting is if you were to launch some sort of minor protocol on top of 280 that just burns 280 like crazy, the price for it go absolutely ballistic. I'm just throw it out there. I'm might maybe be an idea. I know you got like too many things going on right now, just like everyone else, but just
I'm like booked up for the next 6 months. I feel like there's so much stuff that I've got like in the pipeline that's just, I think, amazing. And I think E280 could really attract a lot of builders because like when you're building on Titan X, like you get you've got the different ecosystems. You got like the Blaze team, the Dragon X, the Helios, like they're all kind of you have to choose which one you want to build on if you're trying to support those. Whereas if you're on E280, you're building on top of all of the protocols, and I think you could get way better price movement with that kind of bonding. But 100%, like there's gonna be Titanx flowing into this buy and burn pool moving forward, and it's just always going to be there, making, like I said, every one of these ecosystem tokens, they're all going to be deflationary because of E280,
Wow.
and supporting them, like that's when you get the price appreciation, that means miner ROIs are better. So like with Flux, the auctions on Flux are going to be juicier because we're buying and burning Flux, and to do that we have to buy in Inferno to do that. So, and we're also burning Inferno, so it, like, those layer 3 protocols are going to really feel the effects, and what it's, in my opinion, it's going to support them in their own ways and their own flywheels and keep those mechanisms running. And by doing that, it's keeping the whole Titanx ecosystem running strong, which, you know, that's the whole point of Titanx, is we have this mesh of projects that all support each other, and up we go.
Love it, man. I love it, man. Man, you
Yeah.
got me so bullish. And
Yeah.
here's a funny story. So like you got the other guy that I do a lot of research with, and you know, we help out a lot of people in this space, and we teach people how to do meme coin trading and stuff like that. And he messaged me, he was like, dude, there's so much going on in Tinex, man. Is there just like a protocol that has it all? You know, like I get a little piece of everything. And literally, I think it was 20 minutes after he said that, you put out 280 just right out there. And I feel like that was just a sign from the universe, because stuff like that, I don't believe in coincidences. I think everything happens for a reason. And because that popped out and you launched that, it just makes sense. So
The timing on it, in my opinion, is amazing. Like, we've got several projects launching in the next few weeks, and we're going to be able to immediately launch right behind them and support all of them. Like, it's, I can't tell you how, like, every time I look at the code when I'm working on the front end design, like, I get so psyched. I'm like, oh, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing.
okay, yeah, well,
Yeah.
I think with Element 280, man, when that launches, I might do like a launch party live stream and just talk about it, because that sounds so cool. And
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think I messed up going a little too fast on that. And I think that because you're burning all these protocols, it's only going to make the Tinex ecosystem stronger. Now, here's the point I want to get across with Element 280. When Tinex goes hyper deflationary, it's going to happen a lot sooner than you expect. And I have an idea when it's going to happen, but I don't want to put it out there and then people expect it and then it just screws up the vibe. But when that goes hyper deflationary, a lot of volume is going to go through this ecosystem, and projects like Element 280 that really plug into a lot of these other projects, they're going to go exponential as well. So if you're a math major, if you have an x squared, another x squared, you put them together, I believe that's x to the fourth. So it's going to appreciate a lot faster, in my opinion, in comparison to Tinex. Do you think that's a fair assessment? Well, you can't say that because you're a founder, but I think that's just my opinion of the situation. I don't want to get you in trouble. So
Yeah, I just want to point out that, and again, with every buy and sell, the E280 token gets burned. So it's deflationary from the get-go, not even talking about any additional phases or anything. Like, it's I'm so psyched.
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, good stuff. Well, you know, funny part about that is you went through that whole explanation and now we have 154 viewers, which is absolutely awesome. So, as a reward for you guys, I'm going to run through this diagram real quick. You good with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool. So, I'm going to draw this out, and then I'll have a live stream going into a little bit more detail later. But I know most of you guys are just like, all right, how does Hydra work? And then guess what? We're going to plug Element 280 into this, just to make it a little bit sweeter. So
Just real quick, I want to answer a comment. What's the minimum amount to use the Honest LP promo? It's like $5 or $10 or something. It's really low.
Right here, element promo. Okay. And then, do we have any more questions?
I think there were a couple more. I'll scan through while you're drawing.
Gotcha. Hydra. Did I spell that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just double checking. I can't spell to save my life. All right. Just being honest. So here's how this starts. So we have a Tinex miner right here. Well, in order to create a miner, you need Tinex. You submit that Tinex, and a portion of it goes into the DX vault. So because it goes into the DX vault, what that's going to do is it's going to increase the ETH payout, and it's going to basically help out with the Tinex price floor. So when it goes into the DragonX vault, that removes Tinex from the future. It's gone, and it just continues to restake and restake. Now, another portion of that goes into the buy DX vault and smart contract. And what that's going to do is it's just going to buy DragonX right from the market. And so a majority of it's going to be used to come over here and burn Hydra. And I'll just say HYD for the sake. So it's going to come over here and you're going to use that. And it's going to burn Hydra. And then another portion of this is going to come over here and it's going to go into the vortex. And then from the vortex, you're also going to get some from the Buy Dragon X Vault. And so the vortex is going to have a time release of Titan X and DBX. And they didn't really specify the time period on the white paper, but one of these is going to get released on probably right around day 98. That could be subject to change. And that's just based off of what's going on with Hyper. So what's going to, oh yeah, and also by the way, when you submit your Tinex into the miner, the key thing is with that Tinex, you have another route right here, and you're going to be receiving Hydra from the miner. And there's also going to be a Hydra Tinex pool. So this is what you're going to get. You put Tinex in, you get Hydra out, and then a portion of that Tinex goes to the Dragon X vault. Another portion goes to buy Dragon X. A portion of that buy Dragon X goes into the vortex. A portion of the Tinex starting the miner goes into the vortex for a time release. So here's the selling point of what's going on with Hydra, and this is the main point I want to get across. It's all going to be around the vortex, because this is what we saw with Hyper. When Hyper had that vortex release, that's what brought the miners to profitability, and that's what caused this massive blow up with Tinex. So in my opinion, with the storage of the DBX, no, DX. Sorry. I don't want to confuse you guys, so I keep Oh man, dude, I'm just screwing up on the stream, man. I am so sorry.
You're doing great. You're good.
So the main value of this is the Dragon X being stored in the vortex. And most of you guys are just like, okay, big deal. But the main point I'm trying to get across is with this type of miner structure, the vortex is heart and the soul. And you have the Dragon X here storing value into the future. And Dragon X is cap supply. It's not inflationary. Some people think it's going to be like the Bitcoin of the Tinex ecosystem. I'll leave that up to your interpretation. But the main point is when you take this Tinex, Dragon X, out of circulation, you hold it there and let it gain value, and you do a time release into the future, you're going to see some magic happen behind this protocol. Now, where does Element 280 come into place? Because we're going to tie this into Element 280. So Element 280 is going to be, we'll just say E280. It's going to create a juicy LP between Hydra, and then it's also going to create a juicy LP between Dragon X. Now, Element 280, as the dude did a great explanation of, It's going to be using the fees generated from these LPs to burn Hydra and Dragon X. So what Element 280 is going to do is increase the value of Dragon X and also increase the value of Hydra. So not only is this ecosystem going to bring a bunch of value into it, Element 280 is going to accelerate it. The dude, do you think that's a great explanation?
100%. Yes. Like it's, I can't stress that enough that this is like in the case of Hydra, E280 is a layer 4. Like that's 4 levels of leverage. It's gonna be bonkers.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. So when you, well, actually, let me go back. When you add E280 into this mixture, Dragon X is going to be even more deflationary, and it's gonna get bonkers, man. So yeah, man.
And the Helios treasury will be acquiring Dragon X. It'll be acquiring Hydra, all of these things. So like I feel like I'm sitting comfy knowing that just Helios is not going to miss out on any of these other protocols. If they do great, like we're going to ride with it.
Love it, man. So hey, good stuff. Now let's go through and make sure we don't have any questions. Here, I'm gonna move up and then just move down real quick. All right. Soft J Chris, Roman god of doorways, I believe. Okay, gotcha.
That's Giannis, is the doorway. And that was like, we picked that name because it was like bridging from Ethereum to Pulse Chain. So that was kind of like the doorway into a new blockchain or a new dimension.
Gotcha. DeFi's Kingdom, shout out to you, man. Thank you for all the support. Thank you for coming on my live stream and putting up with me and all the crazy stuff I say. Shout out to you, my dude. Great breakdown of the LP web with the volume that we have now and into the future. So glad it's breaking through to some of you guys. Good stuff. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Yeah, I agree, man. Utah Crypto, shout out to the Blaze and the Inferno team. And also, hey, shout out to Utah Crypto because he's one of the Telegram admins. He's been dealing with all the craziness in the past, man. Just want to say you're appreciated. Please keep up the good work. Inferno is a gem. We're going to keep pushing it just like we're going to push Element 280. Michael, I really respect everything the dude has done and has been I really respect that everything the dude has done has been at the benefit of others. Truly a good dude.
I love the partnership aspect, like the rising tide lifting all boats. That's funny to even say that. But yeah, like it's, to me, supporting everybody supports yourself. So like it's a win-win all the way around.
Absolutely. I love it. To defest the Hydra, find a miner in Texas, and 20% of the time take him to the DX value, and the rest of the time either take him by the value and hide or take him through the vortex. All right, I can't say that. Sorry, I should have read that.
I want what he's on.
All I gotta say is, Michael, shout out to you, man. You're good, dude. TEDx, dude, much love. Good stuff. Future plan for Helios to build on top like Hyper or Hydra. Any plans?
No, I mean, like I said, my main goal are the treasuries. That, to me, that's the key to success. It's not requiring, a treasury doesn't require any user interaction. It's just there to earn rewards. And that was another thing like that I'm really excited about with E280 is Helios is going to be earning Blaze, and we're going to be staking that Blaze, and we're going to be part of that Diamond Club members. And
oh man,
and just another treasury that's just going to sit there and earn ETH on every payout that, as Blaze runs for years to come, we're going to get a piece of that, and buying and burning Helios.
That's crazy, man. That's awesome. What's funny was actually I was looking at I'm this close to being part of the Diamond Club on Blaze, and I was I don't want to put this. Well, I'm not gonna put it out there. We'll talk about it later. But ultimately, I'm still trying to get into that club. I'm very close. So,
I think the Helios DAO will get there. I don't see any issue with that.
Yeah. Adamos, will we see how many NFTs are being mined and burned?
Absolutely. Like you're gonna be able to see all the, like, to me, like the stats is a big part of crypto, and as a math guy I love to see all those stats, and I like to do analytics and all that good stuff. So for sure you'll
Okay.
be able to see how many NFTs are in circulation, like what your percent of the reward pool you're getting with your NFTs, all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Well, good stuff, man. Hour 30 minutes. Bro, we covered so much alpha. We
Yeah.
drew charts. We talked about game theory. We talked about stuff that I probably haven't seen on any other live stream. I think this was probably one of the most jam-packed live streams I've ever had, man. So I just want to say it was a pleasure for you to have you come on and talk about your protocol. Is there anything else you want to tell the audience before we wrap this up?
No, just like I said, there's just, E280 has got something for everybody. You don't even need Titanx. You can show up with just ETH. If you don't care about the NFTs, just go with the tokens. If you like the passive income, you check out the NFTs. Yeah, it's got a little bit of something for everybody, and it's the easy button for Titanx. Like you get this, and I feel like you're bonded with every token in the ecosystem. Just win, win,
Awesome.
win. Yeah.
Love it, dude. Love it. And my thoughts on E280. At first I thought I really had a good grips of the protocol, but I really didn't understand the fact that that E280 was burning all the other protocols. And in my opinion, that's going to be huge. And I'm 100% going to be participating. I'll probably do some sort of live stream with my boy Trey Souls. We're just sitting there talking about it, just going through it and all and whatnot. So ultimately, man, thank you so much for coming on, guys. Please do me a favor, follow the Helios account, join their Telegram. If you've got any questions, ask the dude. If you're interested in being part of the DAO, go in and network, talk to people. I firmly believe this is one of your best entries into crypto, because one of these days Helios is going to blow up, and this dude's DMs and messages and emails, he's going to have hundreds of thousands of messages. So this is the time to really network with protocols, and this is the way you do it. And also, please consider following the verse, like and subscribe, share this live stream out because it was jam packed. And guys, we'll see you in the next one. Hey, dude, thank you so much.
Thanks.